I want people to donate because they get it.
Yeah.
Because they really get what voluntarism is all about. Here's the thing, right? So virtuous people, if they know they can shoplift, they won't shoplift, right? They won't. Like if you knew for sure, I could go and grab this iPad or this candy bar, walk out of the store and never get caught. A virtuous person will not even be tempted. Not
Yeah.
even be tempted. Like if I find a cell phone, dial the number here, give it back to you. I don't want a reward or whatever, just because I know if I lost my cell phone, blah, blah, blah. I mean, you just do the right thing. And this is sort of a test of people's virtue, which is you can shoplift the shows. There's no security guard. The candy is all out there on the counter. You can go and take it and you can wander off if you want. But there's a little sign there that says, 50 cents a show or 50 cents, for a candy bar or whatever. But you can grab them and you can walk out if you want. You can come back later, right? So a virtuous person is like, okay, well, so if that's the deal, right? If the show takes donations, then obviously I will donate. 50 cents a show is very low. Some of the shows are like 3 or 4 hours or whatever. And so this is sort of the question that people ask themselves is that if there was a store that had a suggested donation for whatever you consume, would you just go in and grab it and run away and sort of, I got some stuff for free? Well, then you're not a good person yet.
Um, Guilt is a great lever for getting money out of people. Get people to feel guilty, and they'll pay you to make the guilt go away. I mean, this is voodoo. And I swear to God, like 90% of the money transfers in the world are as a result of emotionally manipulative voodoo. I mean, it's mad. It's it's completely mad. And it's so obvious. I mean, you don't need a philosopher to tell you this shit, right?
If you don't create goods for people, and if you've never been an entrepreneur or whatever, or even a waiter, I guess, you don't realize necessarily the degree to which you are dependent on the kindness of strangers. And it is a vulnerable position to be in a position of asking for something from people and so on, and trying to make a good case for it. And I do find it really fascinating. It is really tragic, but it is really fascinating to see how people handle power and the degree to which people, when I ask for things over the internet, or I guess in person for that matter, it puts me in a position of, for most people, what it does is it puts me in a position of being a child and them in a position of being a parent. And it is really terrifying but enlightening to see the degree to which, or the amount to which, people flip into their parental alter egos when I become the child who is daring to ask for another piece of porridge. Please, sir, could I have some more? And it is amazing the degree to which reason and evidence goes out the window. Not for everyone. Thank you for those who did decide to subscribe and donate. I hugely appreciate that. But it is really fascinating the degree to which parental language comes in. You're arrogant, you're disrespectful, you're ungrateful, you're this kind of stuff. For those who feel that strong urge to, when I am asking for something, to become abusive, it is interesting. It's something to look at within yourselves to say, how do you handle power? I read an article many, many years ago in the Harvard Business Review called Firing Your Customers. And it was against the idea that the customer is always right. And it pointed out that a minority of customers will cost the most. Like 20% of customers can cost you up to 80% of your resources. And if you want to grow, it's important to fire them. And I think that's really important. One of the things that is very helpful is pruning the tree, is what Stalin would call a purge, which is when you put out something and you see how people react. And if they react in a sort of hostile and abusive manner, and if they say crazy stuff, like when someone tells me, Steph, your show has changed my life, here's $1. And I say, that's kind of crappy. And they say, well, it could be his last dollar.
One of the reasons that people don't like the free market is that in the free market, you either have to bring value or gratitude to an interaction, right? These are the two ways to get resources in the free market.
You bring value or you bring gratitude. And for people who've had really shitty backgrounds, both of those things are really hard. Right. So bringing value is you bring something that you've created that you can trade with someone. Right. So that's the win-win. The gratitude thing is, I mean, if you're walking down the street and you give $5 to some panhandler and he says, fuck you, it wasn't $50, you asshole. I mean, how likely are you to give him $5 tomorrow?
Mm-hmm.
Not hugely, right?
Yeah.
Whereas if he says, well, thank you, brother, I appreciate that, I'll pray for you or whatever, right? He's showing you some gratitude.
Right.
Now, people who are entitled, which means it's just like, well, I just deserve stuff because I'm alive and people should just give me stuff. They don't like to have to bring value to an interaction because that goes against their sense of entitlement that they just should get stuff. They also don't like to bring gratitude, right? So you can be an asshole to people at the, your welfare office, or they still have to give you welfare, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But if you're an asshole to a charity, it's a little tougher
Right.
to
Yeah.
keep it flowing, right? And so for people who have grown up and they really are messed up to the point where they have, fundamental characterologic disorders, and just lack empathy, they don't like being in environments where they have to provide value or gratitude. Hello out there to my Facebook friends. It's always great to hear from you, and I don't know that you can really call yourself free if you're not free of that kind of reactive rage when I simply state that I'm sad about a $2 donation. I mean, that's all. It's amazing. It's really fascinating to see that. Like, I posted this thing on Facebook yesterday, as I got a $2 donation, and I posted something which says, I don't mean to sound ungrateful, but basically I got a $2 donation, and I put a little unhappy face. Wasn't too happy at a $2 donation, that's all. And then, wow, I mean, it really is fascinating to see the really amazing amount of projection that goes on from that, where people are he's scorning a listener, he's ungrateful, he's an ungrateful, just astounding to see like a simple communication of an emotional state gets spun into just an enormous amount of bomb in the brain stuff from childhood. I mean, obviously from childhood, right?